Yes, yes, I can hear you. Yes,
Okay,
please.
okay. I will speak louder then. Is it like this better?
Sorry?
Do you hear me better now?
Yes, I can hear you better now.
Okay,
Comparatively.
okay. So what I will do, I will raise my voice
Yes,
and
please.
yes, okay. I think hopefully people in Manchester will not be annoyed with my loud voice. So what I would do, Nayab, we're here just to ask you some questions and
Yes,
really to have discussion with you.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
good. And let me introduce my colleague. Orly, she's my colleague in the same department. And Orly, do you want to say a few words about yourself?
Sure. My academic background is sociology, and I do research in international management, particularly in multinational corporations and related construct. If you want to know more about my research, check my departmental webpage.
Okay, okay. I will.
Good. Okay. And obviously, you know me a little bit about me, I think. So I am Ibrahim, and I in the marketing area. I have lots of papers around out there. I have currently 3 PhDs student. 2 of them are in this area of sustainability. One of them she just submitted last Monday, and hopefully high-five will be sometime late August. The other ones, both of them are in 3rd year, and the last one she's doing some sort of tourism and psychology stuff, happiness and that kind of things. So that's who I am. So could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, sure. My name is Nayab. I have been working as a lecturer for last 6 years. I'm taking courses of marketing and communication. With addition to that, I'm also working as a communication lab coordinator and qualitative cluster head. I'm establishing a communication lab in my department, and I'm also working as a qualitative cluster head. With that, I'm also working on various research papers with different research groups that are basically on small and medium enterprises with different topics.
Good. That's very, very good. And tell me, what interests you in this area of research?
This green marketing.
Sorry?
Sorry, you were asking about the area.
What make you interested in this area of research?
This green marketing or small and medium
Yes.
enterprises, right? Basically,
Yeah.
in Pakistan, if I would talk particularly about Pakistan, 70% of our economy is based on small and medium enterprises. But yet, there are no policies in Pakistan for them. Specifically in terms of the corporate social responsibility. That is a broader phenomena, and I narrowed it down to green marketing because it is more specific and it can help them understand better about the environmental sustainability and how they can play their part in environment sustainability practices. So basically, they are not familiar with it as such, although they are doing it, but they are not aware of this practice. Okay, and moreover, as you know, being in an underdeveloped country, there are a lot of issues like environmental issues here. And if our economy is based on 70% of SMEs, and if they will play their part in meeting those standards, economical standards, then definitely it can improve our country as well as our economy. So that actually, and then why am I making comparison with UK? Because when I did my literature review and I had discussion with few of my colleagues, plus other supervisors as well, so they told me that even in UK, SMEs are doing corporate social responsibility practices, but that is again at apparent level, at strategic level. They are not doing it at internal and tactical level. So that further developed my interest. Fine, if I would make comparison between developing and developed country, I can leverage best practices of developed country into underdeveloped or developing economies. Moreover, it would also be beneficial for developed economy because SMEs would have better idea that how they can implement green marketing at internal and tactical level other than strategic level that they are already doing. So it's a new area. There is less research, like lot of research, but not at internal level. basically at strategic level, and at corporate social responsibility level, green marketing is it's kind of less explored. So, and plus I've told you the importance of SMEs. Even in UK, you know, SMEs are very important. They played important role in the economy. So that's how I developed, you know, my interest in this topic.
Okay. And is this related to your work at the university in any way? Does the university expect you to do specifically within this area, or is it your choice?
No, it is my choice.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
totally my choice. Based on my literature review, my research, like discussion with the different supervisors, I selected this area. Moreover, I'm also working on different research papers that are on small and medium enterprises. So again, it has a similarity. So that's how, you know, it was my choice entirely. It's totally my choice. Not
Okay.
guidance to
And
others.
is the university supporting you, I mean, financially for this?
No, university will not support me financially. However, I have to sign a bond that I will come back after 3 years or 5 years of my PhD program and will serve the institute if I would go abroad for my PhD studies, but they are not supporting me financially. I would have to either figure out some source of funding based like from scholarship or maybe from another source, an external source of funding. But university won't support me. It's just that I have to come back. Yes.
Because you are applying to us, and do you have how will you finance this? Because if we accepted you now, then how will you actually finance your study?
Well, situation is quite different right now because before COVID-19 pandemic situation, there were a lot of external funding available, and I applied on that as well, and such as RADMA, and there was also other funding. So there was positive response at that time, like 3 or 4 months back. But now situation has completely changed, and I am not very much sure that how am I going to fund my studies. Basically, I wanted to apply for scholarship for sure, but right now I'm not sure because due to this lockdown situation and this pandemic, COVID-19 situation, I'm not sure if somebody is going to fund my PhD studies or not. But my plans is to apply for external funding or for scholarship. Or I would also apply to Higher Education Commission here in Pakistan if they would fund my studies. But again, you know, this situation is very uncertain nowadays.
Yeah.
So I'm not
I mean,
very sure. Yes. Is
we
there
are
any
well
scholarship
aware.
available at SOAS, University of London?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, SOAS is just similar to every other universities at the moment, where there are now scholarships. So it's pretty hard. So the job for me and Orly is really not to to be too much bother about the financial side of this, because we are only supervisors. So if we offer you the place and accepted you, then it will be your problem really to sort this out in terms of finances, with who and how will you do that, you see. So what we are here for is really just to see whether you are the person we could actually happily supervise, whether our expertise fall within your interest, and whether your research proposal that you actually sent to us is something we could take forward. And what I probably will do, we probably just shift a little bit and talk a little bit about the proposal rather than just talking about finance, because to be honest, there is nothing we could
Okay.
really, directly to at all. So maybe we just talk a little bit about the sustainability green marketing. Why did you call it green marketing in particular? Because green marketing does imply that sustainability. However, a lot of people don't really use the terminology green marketing as such, particularly if you're taking it from a macro level. And what you're doing really, you're taking it from a macro level, comparing 3 different countries, and then within that there will be some marketing. And I'm not sure what kind of marketing will be there, because you're not really going down to the real marketing part. So what's your take here on the
Yes, you are absolutely right. Like practices are right now at macro level. Everybody is familiar with corporate social responsibility, and then they are doing it, and then they are doing marketing in order to attract customers. This is basically that is why I selected this area, because there are less research on green marketing. Moreover, green marketing has 3 levels, as I have discussed in my proposal, such as strategic, tactical, and internal level. right? So basically what my idea was that I should make SMEs aware that they can bring green marketing at an internal level, such as in their practices, common practices, such as when they leave the room they should turn off light, just an example, right? Or they should save paper, such as a type of tactical green marketing. So they are doing it. I'm not saying that they are not doing it, definitely. Like a lot of organizations, they are following it, but they are not aware of this practice. So that is why my first objective was to test that if they are aware of green marketing, not particularly the corporate social responsibility perspective, that they have to attract consumers at macro level, that they say, okay, fine, we are going green and etc., just to attract customers, but they are also doing it at an internal level in the organization. So that is very interesting to explore. And then
Yeah.
what factors will play a part. So the green
Yeah.
marketing is kind of new, but the idea is not new. It's an old idea, such as corporate social responsibility. The difference is that it is at the internal level as well, at tactical level as well, and CSR is at the strategic level, is at corporate level.
See, you see, the problem is I have a problem in mixing both CSR with the green marketing or with sustainability, because they're quite different. At the same time, CSRs, I could show you lots of study that CSR really doesn't work for the environment, put it this way, because there is a lot of companies who
Yes.
using it for a PR, for a corporate reputation, for all sorts of stuff. So I'm not really sure why should we include it in the whole proposal. But I will stop here. I will ask my colleague Orly if you want to ask anything here at this stage.
When I read the proposal, I'm not coming from the marketing area. So I'm kind of more interested in, there is a side of me that is interested in the empirical part of it. So what would be the data? How would you collect it? What's going to be your sample? Because unlike larger companies that are easily identified, when you go small and medium-sized enterprises, it can be the grocery store around the corner. So what is your approach to data collection, and what sort of data you are actually want to collect?
Okay, basically it is subjected to change under the idea of supervisor, but my idea was to select SMEs from textile industry, those who are working in textile industry or manufacturing, right? Again, because the reason being, because I have a data from Pakistan, and majority of SMEs are working in textile industry either, or they are working in manufacturing industry. So I would have better way to collect the data in this regard.
So just that you educate me. When you say small or medium enterprise in textile, what do they actually do?
They are okay, fine. They are making the stalls, stalls that we take it.
Charles.
Yeah, shawl or stoles, you can say, yes, that we wear. So such kind. Plus, they are also making clothes, because they are large organizations. Okay, they are doing it, but they are very expensive. That's just why here in Pakistan, a lot of SMEs are making their own clothing, manufacturing their own small goods, just to give them cost effective prices. So that is a business here.
So okay, I understand.
Lot of other things.
How many employees would an SME like that in this?
Well, I think I would be able to get data from 15 to 20 SMEs, because first of all, my idea was to do qualitative study in which I will be conducting in-depth interviews with their managers and owners. Why? Because as my literature review is concerned, they say that managers has negative perception about CSR or green mark. They say, okay, why should we go green? And we are very small businesses, we shouldn't go green, etc., etc. So owners and managers play a very crucial part in this regard. So my intention was to conduct qualitative study by doing in-depth interviews of the managers or owners of SMEs, okay, and then followed by quantitative study in which I will be using scales, developed scales. There are two scales that has been developed. One is of green self-efficacy by Chent et al. Like, this is a study. It was conducted in 2011, and then again 2015. He incorporated the same scale, so I can adapt that scale for my study, for quantitative study. Moreover, the concept of Green marketing is based on Carlos Papadas. It's based on his study. So I will be using the same scale that he used in his study, and he basically developed a scale in which he tested all three components: strategic, tactical, and internal. So I can be using like those two scales, adapt them to my study, and will be doing quantitative study. So it's qualitative followed by quantitative study, because the first one I have to understand that at what level they at what extent they understand the green marketing, what is the awareness level of awareness, and how they are going about it. So it will be more about qualitative study, because managers and owners can tell me that how they are doing it in UK as well as in Pakistan as well as in Malaysia. So that is an idea. The mixed methodology,
Yeah, no, I
qualitative followed by
understand.
quantitative.
Yeah, I understand. So just tell me, you go into an SME, a textile, and what would you ask the owner or manager? What do you want to know from them? What is your
What is okay? Basically, again, I would be asking them, okay, let's say, how do you save paper, or what are your instructions to employees regarding the environment sustainability things. So basically, I have told you earlier, there are scales, and in those scales, there are a lot of questions regarding all these small practices. Right, so I will be asking them, I will be developing my questionnaire based on that, and I will be asking to find what is your mission statement and how did you incorporate these environment sustainability goals, SDGs, into your mission statement.
okay?
Right. So then they would be,
yeah.
yes.
First, I want to say that I think that the focus on the textile industry, it has a great potential, because first, it's one of the most polluting industries
Yes.
in the world, and I also think that there is a potential of going beyond managers, because I think that most of the employees are often women.
Yes.
Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes.
So,
Yes.
looking at, because the you need to think about the industry itself. If you're going to go there, what greening means in a textile industry. I don't know about, I'm not familiar with these scales, but I think that there is a great potential, also because think that it comes down to the employees at the end. A lot of it comes down in how
They are
women
doing
can be
it,
a partner in this, because for me, just personal, if you go into the textile industry, you need to talk also with women, not only with the men managers.
Yes, definitely.
So
Yes.
keep it in
Yes,
mind
yes, you're
wherever you
right.
go, because they do the
Yes,
work.
yes. Quantitative study was basically from employees and women.
Yeah, but there is an interesting. You have to think of the potential of the
Yes.
research site to inform the world. So rather than
Exactly.
only bring external ideas into the research site, think what is this research site is so interesting, and what is the potential here in Lahore or in Pakistan.
Yes.
Or so just have faith in the research site that you choose.
Yes.
That is just a side comment. Ibrahim,
Thank
I'm
you.
taking it back to you as the expert on marketing.
Thank you,
No, it's all
Dr.
right.
Ali. Thank
I mean,
you.
my dilemma with this particular piece of proposal is that you're looking at an advanced economy like the UK, and then you look into a developing economy like Pakistan.
Pakistan
Now,
and Malaysia as well.
Malaysia, that's fine.
My idea was,
You know,
yes.
and to me, I always don't recommend comparison so much, because it's really is you're doing the PhD almost twice, because you're going to collect data here and there and there. And trust me, this kind of a cross-country, cross-cultural is so time-consuming. It's very hard to do, and there is a lot to control of. There is a lot of inferences that you have to really be in the top of. You see, so that does not excite me that much. However, my dilemma in this proposal is that what is it that you're going to produce in terms of a new knowledge here?
Sorry,
Because
I can't hear you.
I could sorry. What is it that you're going to produce in terms of knowledge?
In terms
Because
of
I could,
knowledge, research.
because I could look at the UK, say here is an advanced economy, very, well developed.
Yes.
There is a consumer group around these MSCs who themselves put the pressure on these sort of companies to be more green, if you like, more sustainable, and the sustainability side. Whereas in Pakistan, the whole, surrounding society around them, the idea of being green and sustainable is really not big. So I'm already walking to something I could already see it before I do any research. So what is it that I will bring? If I already know that this difference is so huge, and I know the reason behind them, and I could analyze them without doing research. So why do a research that will lead me to exactly what I already assume and actually I could see it?
Yes, actually, Dr. Ibrahim, you are very much right, because I was also got the same feedback from other supervisors. Like I had interviewed in other university as well. So they also said the scope is very broad. Because Pakistan is totally out of the way, and then Malaysia, you can make comparison with Malaysia, but there are a lot of things to explore only here in UK. So why not you narrow your study down to UK only and study that if they are aware of the green marketing perspective, how they are doing it. But my idea was how I did that I incorporated developing economies into my proposal as well. Why? Because first of all, I would be doing my in-depth study in UK, that is developed, as you said. Everything is developed, they are familiar with SDGs, they are doing the practices, and what I would be doing, I would be collecting data and sorting it out into my idea of green marketing, into my skills of green marketing. So I would have like my first two or three objectives will be met in UK solely, right? So that's what I would have all the data from UK first, and then afterwards I would also be going to Malaysia. I will be asking there, because Malaysia is quite interesting, because they are developing nations and they are trying hard to implement corporate like CSR practices and green marketing practices. Because I had discussion with few SMEs owners there before, because I had been to Malaysia so many times for trips and tours, and once for the conference as well. So, but yes, Pakistan, it would be difficult for Pakistan. So now what I am thinking is to collect data from UK and Malaysia, as my last objective is to make comparison, and then develop an implementation plan at governmental level for Pakistan economy based on best practices and data that I would gather from UK and Malaysia. So this can be workable. So I can secure, and plus how it would help in theory or in research, because it would be like, first of all, even in Pakistan there is, I must say, like 2% awareness, right? So if I would be giving this proposal at governmental level, it would be very beneficial for Pakistan. So that is an idea, but definitely you are absolutely right. I totally agree. So that's how I would be dividing the research.
You see, the problem here is that the theoretical focus is still very broad. When you say it's about awareness, about green marketing, do you hear me? I mean, it's
yes,
about this awareness about green marketing tactics and strategies and all of this. That's very, very broad. We don't know what these techniques, we don't know what these kind of strategies, and there isn't really that kind of marketing part of it. So my kind of, look at this is, I don't think you need to include all of these countries. So probably reduce them to one or two.
Yes.
An area of research that could be possible, because you're not really touching in the proposal on the marketing, the green marketing. You only broadly, you haven't really gone into terms of analyzing what is this tactics, what is this strategy, what is this within green marketing that make a company a green company. You're not really going to the areas of green brands or brandings, or going to anything within this marketing mix of the actual products, whether it's textile, or you're not going there at all. You're just still very broad. So my feeling is, if you want to keep this comparison, Malaysia and the UK, fantastic. But what you could look at those British company who outsource to Malaysian companies within this area. And then you could have a more dyadic relationship between the two. A company A lead with B in Malaysia, and one British, one Malaysian, and then you look at that relationship and how does that specific business to business relationship is informing the way they actually develop their product, their pricing, everything around this sustainable product. You know, that will have potential. At least you zoom in a little bit, you see. But in terms of just focusing on this awareness and how it is in this advanced country, less developing economy here, that's descriptive. Does not produce a PhD in my view. So you need to zoom in a lot more. At the moment, the proposal is quite broad, really broad, and
Okay.
I can't see it getting to the PhD side. So what I would say, if you are interested in this, green marketing, focus within marketing. What is it? What is that specific techniques or tactics or strategy that you think is critical to these companies? Is it the branding, for example? Is it the consumer around them? Typically when we study green marketing, we do not separate marketing from the consumer. Your proposal have nothing on the consumer side, you see. So what you need to do is, what is that? Where did that pressure come from on these companies to be green? Is it just because it's become fashionable these days, or is it the consumer actually expecting their product to be meeting certain criteria with sustainability? You see, so you need to think about which level of analysis, and I think Oli already touched on that. You see, what is your unit of analysis? Is it the executive within these companies? Is it workers? Is it the female side? Is it consumer you could include in there? So the whole thing needs a lot more refocusing.
I would also have, because you need to tap into current trends in the apparel and textile industry. If we talk about consumer, there is a big, there are different groups and that are pushing towards, greening the textile industry and against consumption and against disposable H&M clothes. And so there is a whole world specifically around textile that has to do with, so you need to think, I'm writing a dissertation that will be published in 5 years, inshallah. So you want to start with some ideas that are now just beginning and take them forward. Because by the time you finish the PhD, if you don't start with something that is new now, it will be not interesting, it will be outdated. So my advice to you is try to read more current debates in the social media, in the consumer groups, specifically around textile and around clothing and around, and see how you can bring these new trends with your interest in green marketing and what Ibrahim told you about how, Western companies working with small enterprises in developing country, how these relationships, because I would say that a lot of these SMEs are not working for themselves. They are subcontractors, they are subcontractors of subcontractors. So so you need to see all. But I really urge you to try to connect your interest in this to things that are happening now, specifically around this, because that will make your dissertation current, relevant to abroad. So it will also enable you to attract funding.
Very much so. Yeah, I completely agree. Keep going, Oli.
I'm just, because I'm sometimes following it in the newspapers, and I was trying to think, where did I read recently about this? Because I also personally have interest in the textile industry. I haven't started my research there, but so that's why I'm following some of it, but very, very, so if I find that the article or two that I have in mind, I will send you a link.
Good, very helpful. I think I can't send you more in this area in terms of links, and resources. The two PhD that I have, one of them, she's looking at how sustainability make brand sustainability and sustainable. You see, so that's an area, a zoom, very clear area, very clear focus. The other one, she's looking at within organization, tensions within organization to actually deal with the climate and environmental issues, and particularly the United Nations goals, sustainability goals. So she's looking at that area, and so they have a clear focus. And put it this way, I've never seen any PhD student or proposal from the beginning is that really focused or clear. Put it this way. So you need to really, work a little bit on this. So what I will also say, think about textile is a really good area to actually do. Recyclability of, fashion is also a big time. A lot of global brand now announcing they have, initiatives in, in recyclability of these products. So maybe that's another area to look at it. Why did they do that in terms of, and how will that impact? So you definitely are in a really good topic, and it's a very contemporary, relevant topic. So you definitely looking at that side. In terms of the focus with the UK, Malaysia, to be honest, that's secondary. What matter is what is that focus theoretically. Once you actually come up with that, then wherever we get the data from, it's just a context, So that's what I would do. So what I would do in meanwhile, in terms of, what we're going to do, we're going to send you some materials. Our problem here, is that the funding for your PhD really, that's going to be a major issue for you and for us, because for us, if we say accept, and then the school say, all right, we're going to offer her place, but where is it? How will she finance that? So that will be something you really need, and you don't have much time now, you see, because the start is this September, so you literally have just 6 weeks or something. So I don't know. I think you need to try to see. My advice is really develop the proposal a little bit, make it a little bit more focused, and then see where you could find scholarship somewhere. You see, it's see if your university could help you out, because I know some university, they will offer to help with at least 1 year of the tuition or data collection fund or something. You see, so that's maybe, and there are a lot of scholarship that British and American sources are actually offering to developing countries. So you need to check that as well. So I think that's the critical part, because we could see your passion about this. We could see that you really like this area, and I think you could do a very good PhD. It's just sometimes you could have PhD students who's capable, but haven't got that resources behind them. And I think you are in that specific area. So all I would say is, in terms of funding, we really have neither me or Ollie actually could offer you anything else except what we said, because I don't think SOAS, it has that resources at the moment to do it. Actually, there is no scholarship out there that I'm aware of. So we'll just leave it to you really in that case.
Okay, thank you very much for your feedback and all the points. So I think give me some time, and I will edit my proposal. I will incorporate all the points that you are mentioning. Okay, I will try to incorporate present trends as well as narrow down my study as mentioned by Dr. Ibrahim as well as Dr. Orly, and send me material as well that I can incorporate and I can take help of. I will edit that, and I believe if I would be incorporating present trends that are important to the government or to the economy, so I probably will be able to get the scholarship or funding for my project.
Good. Okay.
So this is just an idea, because if I will be incorporating something that actually is happening and that is the requirement, so probably somebody is going to fund me, some institute or scholarship as you are mentioning. So I think I should be editing my proposal, and I should start right now. Okay, just send me the material, and I will incorporate all the points definitely to my proposal, and we'll send you back.
In terms of finance, do you think you will find finance from now until the start of the studies?
Not, I don't think so. But I can
Okay.
try by editing my proposal, making a new proposal, incorporating present trends into my proposal, then sending my new proposal for funding. Then again, it's a luck, because I believe funding and everything is luck. If it would be if it would be at my side, then definitely I'm going to get one. Otherwise, it would be difficult. But I'm not
Okay.
sure. Seriously, I can't say
Yeah.
that I'm very much sure
No,
about
we
it.
completely understand. We really hope you will get that fund. I mean, this is, if anything, I'm very much interested in this area, and I could see there are no more people or more students, more application we receive, more in that area, not only within marketing, but within finance, with the other areas as well.
Yes.
But I really hope you will somehow get this fund, because
Thank
research in
you.
this area is really important. And so what we were probably going to do is, Ollie, do you have any comment to say here?
No, what I wanted to say is that I feel very positive about you as a candidate and about and about your topic. So you have now just this is your challenge in life. It's not an academic challenge.
I know.
I think the academic challenge you will meet very well. It's your challenge in order to put together this package of finance that will take you wherever you need to go. And having personally been there myself years ago, I know it's not so. But what you should take from us is a very positive stand towards you and your project. But unfortunately, we are poor, so we cannot help you financially. But don't see it as in any way as reflection on you. It's a reflection on our situation in the UK. So just take it in this way.
And if I could add to that one, if you can't meet this start in September, October this year, then to start next year is fine, because I could see you are active in research, you are already publishing, you see. So if anything, it just gives you more time to look for a scholarship or fund from somewhere, but also to make your proposal really sound and strong. See,
Okay.
so that's where so what we're going to do really, because I've never actually got this situation within SOAS in terms of having a application be submitted and processed, and the fund is not really yet secured, you see. So what I would do, I will go back to our doctoral school and I will ask them what's the situation. If they could allow us to accept you now, then we'll do that. But then it's for
Thank
you
you.
to sort this out. And if that works, then, and you can't meet the challenge now, you could ask for deferral, so you actually secure your place with us, but defer it to the following year, you see? So at least you have a secure place somewhere in
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And I think that might actually work for you.
Yeah, and you can always, you can always say I've got accepted here. It might help in other
At least I can try to get some funding. based
because
on
when
that.
you apply to scholarships and you can say I've been accepted, that is helping you when in your application. When you apply for external funding, so that is also a line that would help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. I think that will definitely help you, either within SOAS or not. So the whole benefit of we can accept you now, and you defer it to the following year, then hopefully this coming year there will be some more scholarship that you could check and you could apply for, wherever. However, the higher education across the world, and this financial situation is not great.
I know.
But then do not focus on them only. Focus on other bodies who actually provide scholarships. Or I know there are scholarship. Qatar Foundation Fund. Yeah, that's one. And then you
Okay.
have the one from the United Arab Emirates, Mohammed bin Rashid
Okay.
Fund. He provide also, and I've seen it some, for Pakistan and for that region. So you could check these bodies as well.
Okay.
And then you could look at all of the other funding that you usually apply to.
And I would also suggest that you look for funding specifically for women from this this region, funding that tried to support higher education for women that became very popular.
It is, yes.
No, it's you have to leverage everything that you have.
Exactly, yes. My so what we do, we'll basically, if you don't have any question for us, we just going to get in touch with our doctor school, see what we can do
I
in
can't
this
hear
situation.
you again.
Okay. Oh God. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
You see,
Yes.
if you started with us, you have to buy me a coffee or tea,
Yes,
because I'd be
definitely.
shouting almost.
That's for
so
sure.
what are we? So what we're
Always.
going to do? We're just going to get in touch with our doctor school and say what we can do in this situation, and if they allow us to offer you a place, fine, and then you could defer it if you can't get the money for the following year, right? And then see how the work. And you could get in touch with us. If we accept you could get in touch with us at any point, really. You see?
Yes.
So that's not a problem. So so what we do, I think we just finished the meeting today here on this note, and we're going to send you some links and some
Yes.
papers, and then we're going to get in touch with our doctor school, and then we'll be in touch with you, telling you what the situation.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
Any final comment or question from anyone? You okay?
No, I'm good.
All right. So I'm glad the connection worked for us today,
Yes.
and
Thank
there's no
you.
cut. So that's brilliant. So we'll see you well whenever, and we're going to be in touch by email.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Sure. Thank you very much for your time, and I will be editing
Bye-bye.
my proposal and sending you soon.